specifically, the one I specifically represent is our Tomball branch, which is at 2920 and 249. If you guys know where the Academy is, or maybe American Cookie Company, we're in the Academy parking lot, but we're also right next door to the American Cookie Company and right behind Discount Tires. But I also recently represented the Champions office, and we work with a lot of people with your company, with a few of our escrow officers. Who we are basically is a Fortune 500 company. And the reason why I mention that is right now we're all about to go through some changes in the industries, meaning title, real estate, lending, anything related to our industry is going to go through some challenges because we're obviously shifting from a very volatile active market to one where we're all going to have to start scrambling and working a little bit. And Old Republic's been in business 115 years, and we are our own underwriter. So that means that we basically insure ourselves and we insure a lot of other companies. We've been through this before. We're going to get through it again. And what I like about Old Republic and why I kind of chose this company recently to switch to is because they actually keep their people, and they realize in the down market's the best time to bring the best talent in. And that's helpful for you as an agent, because if you're going to represent a title company that's going to back your client, you want one that's going to be around when they need them. How often do you need a title company? It's about 10 to 20% of the time. I'm going through a situation where I need the title company, and I'll tell you what, having one and not having one is a world of difference. So make sure that you pick a title company that's strong, okay? I'm going to go through a couple tools as well. I'm just going to bring these a couple up, and then we're going to go through one. One's OR Navigator. That one is, you can go to your app store and find it, and it's going to tell you about all of our upcoming events, which includes CEs, which includes industry news, economic updates. It'll tell you where our offices are. It'll give you PDFs that will help you in your business. It also gives you calculators and resources that will train you. So it's a great tool for you to have, and it's just on your phone. Download it and you get access to it. And if you can't find it, as you see, I don't know if you can see my cursor or not, but here's my email address and my cell phone. Feel free to reach me at any time. We also have a product called OR Touch. It's going to access you to our walk-in farms, net sheets, and property records. So sometimes you walk up, you drive by a house and you're thinking, is anybody living there? Or that looks like it would be a house that one of my buyers is interested in. You can put the address in. You can find out information that you need to know basically at the touch of your fingers. Okay. And the other one is OR ProFarm, which is what we're going to go through. And what this is, as it says, it's a farming tool. It is a way to procure data and property information. All this stuff is supposed to be updated on a regular basis. I don't know how regular that is, but they're telling us that, you know, every week, every month, whatever it is, they're going to update that information. So if I buy and sell a house, you're going to be able to find that out pretty quickly. So you're going to find out all that information, and they do, you know, they're pretty good about updating. I've seen some information recently that I tested, and it was, I think within a month at least, they're pretty good about responding to that change. It is a farming tool, which is right now what you need to do. I know everybody says they like to work on referrals, but the reality behind referrals, only 10% of referrals call you. I don't know if you guys know that statistic, but only 10%. So don't rely just on referrals. Definitely work on them, but don't rely on them. But you can, this search, you can deal with resources that can do map locations, zip codes, or a lot of other tools that I'll show you about. But so let me run through that real quick. This is how you get to it, orprofarmhouston.com. Reality behind it, you need to email me, and I can actually add your information and get you access. Okay. So what I'm going to try to do is switch this sharing to my OR ProFarm. That was our challenge before.
Share screen, pick the other one.
Is that a CRM? Is that what you're talking about?
It's not a CRM, but it is, you can download your CRM is what I understand to it. Okay.
That's awesome.
And, or you actually, if you have a list, you can look into it. You can download your list and get to it. All right, can you see it at all or not?
Nope.
No, all right, so new share, I think is how we did it last time.
Yeah.
Okay, now can y'all see it?
Yes.
All right, perfect. Okay, so this is one of the landing pages you end up. When you open up the toolbox, whenever if this is something you're interested in doing, reach out to me, I'll give you access. And as you can see my cursor, you've got this little house, which is always what I go to begin. You've got these different tabs you can go to. You got property search, you've got farming, you have statistics, you have buyer cost estimates, and you have search for an address. So you can put the address in if you want to specifically, either here or here. I'm going to kind of walk through the farming because this is what you mostly need to know. I'm not going to go through all the details, and I tell people you can reach out to me, and I'm going to start doing classes once a month on this, I think starting in January. But I can also send out little blurbs of information on how to get to this. Also, you can go to YouTube and search this word, title toolbox, maybe OR ProFarm. You'll probably have better luck with this title toolbox. And the company that makes this will actually offer you tools on how to use it, okay? Or reach out to me. So farming is really what you want to do. I know you guys try to get through these classes pretty fast. I'm going to kind of walk through this pretty quickly. So you have different options on how to search. You have a radius search, a boundary search, and an area search. These are kind of where you want to play. And these are going to get you where you need to do, okay? This clear search is just something you do every single time you do a search. You want to clear that cache out is basically what you're doing. You can also save what you search through farming or through save searches. I still have not figured out the differentiation between these two, but use these. You can also do net sheets, and you can even upload your own searches, okay? But just because we're on a kind of a limited time frame, let's just do a quick radius search. So this is something everybody has access to. And what I tell everybody is that just because everybody has access to it doesn't mean they're using it. So
Yeah.
I think I'm formerly a recruiter. And the reason why people would use me versus somebody else was because I would actually, number one, I would do my job. Number two, I would do a thorough search, and I would find the people that would actually be, I guess, a good match for the company. And it's the same thing to you. You need to find a good match for what works for you in your job, right? So this little pin here is your radius search, and it's going to obviously find a radius. So you can kind of pick and choose where you want to go. I obviously have us kind of in North Houston, which I know we are. So if you use you can scroll in and out to kind of get a better feel. This completely is a radius search. So you click on it, and on the inside, they'll show you, and then you can pull this radius in and out, okay? I'm gonna just go ahead and click here. And then I'm gonna find out, honestly, what all is in this. I picked Lakewood Forest because I know it's a pretty densely populated area, okay? In this area search, the reason why that you've got these tabs up here, you've got general property characteristics, it's hard for me to say. I did have a happy hour, did I tell you that? So we also have assessment and taxes, other custom filters, and premier data. All of these are free. All you would do here will not cost you 1 cent. So you can figure out what in the world you need. So the general's not put in there because you actually already do the radius search. So you have choices on here, how many bedrooms you want, how many bathrooms, and it does tell you single family residence and condos. Most of us aren't interested in condos. It always populates it, just X out of it. You can do this. You can either use it for your property search, or you can even do it for a buyer. You can do it backwards if you want to, if you have a buyer who wants to look for a home and you can't find one. And you can kind of figure out maybe they don't want a house that's a certain year. Or maybe you don't want to sell a house that's over a certain number of years. You can kind of pick that. Lot size, building size, number of units. Then lots of times people will look at the assessed value. As you all know, you make more money with a higher valued homes. The reality behind it, interest rates are going up. So you might want to kind of pick and choose where you're playing. Anybody under $200,000 is probably pretty, I guess, sensitive to the interest rates. So you might want to pick, properties that are assessed a little higher. So Anytime you see a down arrow, you click on it and you have choices between, equal to, not, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. So for this search, let's just do greater than or equal to. Let's just play in the $350,000 range, right? I think this area has some houses in that area. Purchase date, that might be for a different search. Assessed value, land value, purchase price, value assessed, percentage improvement, year assessed. All these little details you can pick. But at this point, you can go down here, you can clear the fields, you can reset, or you can get the count. So I would say go ahead and get the count, because you're going to want to figure out, first and foremost, is this an area I even want to work in, right? And so at this point, you can look down here in this green bar. You see how many properties you're looking at, 1,688. As you know, that's too many properties for you to even consider looking at or working, right? So you're going to want to narrow that down. So then you can go to other, check out this. Other is really more for your mail outs. You got parcel number, census tract, mailing, carrier route, site carrier route. So this is more for your mailers, and we'll get to that point in a little bit. Custom filters, honestly, this is my favorite part of this particular program. If you're looking for somebody who's out of state, you can do that. This particular part, next seller, to me is your friend. Next seller, what this is it shows you ownership plus or minus the year from the average years owned. We all know people live in a house about 7 years. I just talked to a person actually today. They lived in this house 7 years. He and his wife are heading out. They're going to go live in Mexico. They sold their house in High Meadow Ranch. This is a very real number. And so you can click on that down thing and say, yes, that's what I want to look at. I can continue to adding other variables if I want to, or get rid of that. You've got non-owners, which are basically those people that, as it says, they don't own it. So you might want to reach out to somebody right now. The market's a little volatile. They might be more interested in selling right now. Recent changes, title transfer the last 60 days. Some either passed, somebody got married, whatever it might be. Full sale in the last 12 months. I'm not 100% sure why you would pick that, but you guys probably know. Empty nesters, anybody who's owned their house 30 years. And these even house and odd house numbers, those are simply if you're going to be cold calling, you're going to want to know who lives in those houses and have their numbers, right? Or have their names. And if you have a vacant land, you can do that. So let's go ahead and get the count again and see how far we've gone down. Now we're at 175 properties. I don't know about you guys, but what I understand, that's manageable for what you want to do. Okay. So you're going to want to look at that. So you have this little green down here in the screen, you have this thing called dynamic stats. This is what you need to check. Dynamic stats will tell you whether or not these houses turn over or not. If you don't want to go in a neighborhood that nobody moves. And that's what this is figuring out. There's an algorithm that I have no idea how they do, but they figure out within a 60-month look back, how many people move from this neighborhood. And you're going to want to be over 5% to make sure people do move. And then you're going to have the high, low, and the average, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms, what year these things were built, or what the square footage is. Okay. Now, my internet's really slow. It's finally coming up with it. So it's 5.98. So basically 6%. The average house is 361, which I think is a pretty good playing ground in Houston. Yeah. And this is the number of homes, and this is how many sales have happened within the last 60 months. And this is how many non-owners, and non-owners are also important. You may or may not want to work with a neighborhood that's got a 20% variable. I've seen that. It might be good for an investor, but it might not be good for your customers if you're buying or selling. And as you can see, 60-month look back, you can see the craziness from 2020 on to now. And you can see the precipitous decline as well with what's happening. But you can see this is where you want to play. All right. So you can print this if you want to keep statistics with it or not. It's up to you. And so you can either save this query or you can even share it. Say you're on a team. And, I see Judith and Jeanette. So maybe they're on the same team, and maybe Judith did the search and said, hey, Jeanette, I'll call the first 90. You call the next, you call the next 85, and you share that. Okay. But you can also download these as well. And as it slowly but surely populates itself, you're able to pull up, you see the address, the city, zip, mailing state, what year it sold in, what the current value is, and the owner name, and other details that go with this. I'm not sure the APN number, you guys probably knew, track number, property type, all that goes with it, all right? And in each arrow, if you pull it down, you can get the profile of comps, the reports, detailed views, net sheets, all types of great information here, right? So what you can do at this point, you can either save it, you can send it, you can edit. We already did the dynamic stats. And this particular field here, new possible leads. So even within this search, oh, we already did that. No, we already did that. This is new possible searches. Okay. So you can save this farm and you can go back and find it yourself later on. Or you can use this tab and export it. And this export, I'm not going to go through all these, but you can hit this and you can get your mailing labels and mail things out specifically to your people with your own flyers if you want to, with your own labels. You can also get these 6, 5, and 11 line information mail sheets, which will give you all types of information about the owner. It does not include their phone number, but you can get their phone number through this particular program. But let me go down to this third-party export. And as you see, you can see all these next sellers as well in your graph. But all this information is dynamic. They just changed and added these colors. Forgot what they exactly mean. I can send you that information if you're interested. But there's a differentiation between blues and greens, and I think there's even a yellow. And it basically told you either how long they lived in their house or how likely they were to sell. So this particular program, they're getting better and better and better about telling you, the realtor, how to do your job if you call. So instead of you calling every single house on the streets, you can call these particular people and they're more than likely to sell. Okay. So this third-party export, pick the deluxe, and you're going to export this information. You can start your own drip campaigns. So you can put this on autopilot. I believe the reason why we're doing this at night is because you guys work. So you want something that is going to be kind of on autopilot. And that's what this does. So in this third-party export, it's somebody we don't get paid by, it's somebody you pay directly. But what they can do is they will pull up your information and create mailouts, or you can print specifically certain properties, or you can do these drip campaigns, or you can do brochures, or you can customize what it is you do. So let's just do drip campaigns. And with this, that list you just pulled up, you can pick what you want. You have these different type of campaigns. It's seasonal minimal. I'm not sure what the minimal means, but it's just basically a little flyer that goes out to them either once a month or however long you want. You've got these other ones that are, looks like holiday, traditional. You've got first-time buyers. You can pick those up. Lifestyle upsizing. So if somebody wants to maybe find somebody that might be only a few years into their career and they're going to be growing in their career, growing in their family size, you can do that. Empty nesters. You've got find a second home, environmental awareness. However you choose to do your marketing. A lot of people like these recipes. So you can order the recipes. And the great thing about the recipes, you can put all your information in here, I think once, which includes your brokerage, and you can include your logo, everything that you need to create these flyers. And then you can pick and choose. You don't have to do every single one, but you put this on autopilot, right? And you just release it. And it takes about 6 to 9 months in order to see your results, but it'll happen. You're staying in front of them, and you can still do your job at home. Okay. You got the mailing choices, the payment type, and then you can check. And as you know, the larger quantity you have, the cheaper it becomes. Okay. So this is one product. Now let me go back. It takes a while to get back. I gotta go back. So bear with me, we'll get back.
Now, quick question on this, Amy.
Mhm.
If we exported our contacts into this with the deluxe, we could actually take our contacts and order postcards that way. But I also want to mention to y'all that chances are we could probably take these lists and if we'll make it into a file, we can also put it through our Bullseyes program, which is our program, Amy.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
so I can see them working both ways.
Mm-hmm. There and back and back and back. Yeah, I think that's the way that works. And for some reason, it's still not getting out of this particular loop. Had this problem before.
And that happens.
Yeah. Okay, it's not letting me back out of here. So I'm going to just click out of there. And then get back into it here again. Yeah, sometimes if you can't get it to respond, it's just like all else.
Oh, I know.
Everything else reboots. So
Yeah.
that's so anyway, so that's kind of the same way you work with all these searches. You got the radius, and then which we just did, and then we've got the boundary, which I just lost it, didn't I?
Question, Amy, do you have actual class in either Zoom classes or in-person classes teaching about this particular program? Because I can see the benefits.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah, we do, absolutely. And it quit responding to me. I don't know if it's tired too or something. But yeah, we definitely have classes. And like I said, I'm trying to start doing these once a week. Might be during your work day. So that might cause a little bit of a delay. You know, what I've done with one of my real estate offices is I will actually send them emails about once a week, say, try this. And then I kind of update them as we're going.
Yeah.
So it's kind of one of those tools. I'm still learning how to use it because there's so many features to it.
Oh, I'm sure.
You can search by subdivisions. You can search by empty nesters. You can search by, you can actually even find people who have a lien against them, or maybe people who are divorced. So there's a lot of different aspects that you can find. And what I've done is try to educate them. And what's crazy, again, like I said, is that all these tools are available and nobody uses them. You're just
It's
like,
pretty amazing.
rise to the top 20%. But if you guys are interested, I'd love to help you guys. And I know we're kind of getting along, but that's the basics of the tool. If you're interested, I can add you into the system, learn how to use it. Feel free to reach out to me anytime. I can update you guys. Don't have a list of y'all's emails. I imagine Stacy will share it with me. And once I do send this to you, I can kind of give you the updates, and I'll give you my phone number. Feel free to reach out to me. We can even hop on a Zoom call, even after hours, and I can kind of walk you through it.
Awesome. Why don't you give us your phone number and your email now?
All right. My name again is Amy Carls, and my phone number is 713-253-3173. And my email address, I'm going to write it here, 713-036. Can't remember it without saying it. That's my cell. And my email address is my name, which is Amy Carls. It doesn't look like it, but it's Amy A. Carls at oldrepublictitle.com. I can spell it. I can put it in there. That is it.
We have any questions?
And if you want to find me on Facebook, I'm also on there, and I do try to, I have a website called, or actually a group page that is Simply Real Estate, and it talks about, can't even spell my name, no, sorry about that, guys. And it brings you up to date about different products we have, and it also talks about different classes we have, which are on Zoom, and you can maybe take them from your office desk or whatever it might be. And it's helpful as well because I teach you guys as well on there. I'll drop some tips and tricks. One thing that I'm finding out, a lot of people do pop buys, and I'll put up some little pop buy items as well for you guys to like print the cards out. So all types of different things to help you.
Yeah. If y'all are not doing pop buys, it's the time of year to do pop buys.
And
There's
if you can't
plenty
do a
of
pop buy-
holidays. They're the perfect excuse to do a pop buy. And if you don't know what a pop buy is, in our training folder, yours truly did a webinar about pop buys. I've gotten lots of sales with pop buys.
I have a friend who just was told that the reason why she got a listing in Powder Mill Estates, which is a $600,000 home, was because she worked harder than anybody he's seen. She'd pop by about once a quarter. That was it.
Yeah.
And you can, if you don't have time to do the pop buys, you can actually do mail buys.
Yeah.
And that will be discussed as well. We have a class on November 9th. So reach out to me Facebook, reach out to me via email or text. If you're interested in this program, send me a note through those means, or Stacy can reach out to you and let me know how I can help you out.
Awesome. Hey, Amy, thank you so much. We really appreciate your time and your help, and we look forward to opening title at Old Republic over
Oh.
at 249 and Cypresswood. If y'all have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Amy or to myself, and we're always here to help you.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Stacy, and thanks you guys.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Okay.